We also have 3 copies of ZIII Addendum, the second piece. This copy here, this third film will be available online for free in about 2 weeks. On January 25th. So if you go to our website, ZIII.com.
Share it.
Yeah, take it, share it. Exactly. We're having after party tonight. If you're interested, around the corner, 794 Bathurst Street. You make a right out of the theater, another right, and it's just across the street. And that is free if you say Zeitgeist. Okay? There's a cover charge for it.
At the Annex Rec Room.
Annex Rec Room, yeah.
We still have some time right now. There's lots of information in this film, and if any of you have some questions that you're feeling like, I really got to get this answered tonight, that's what we are up here to help you with. So we've got some time for some questions, and we welcome them, and let us know if we didn't answer them for you. Anybody who we don't get to, if we run out of time, you can send us an email to outreach@zeitgeist-toronto.com or leave us your program contact information, and we will put answers to more questions online later. So, is there anybody who has something pressing that they'd like a little bit of?
Any questions about the movie or the movement?
Movement.
I see a hand in the back that you could yell, maybe.
What's the next step that we as Zeitgeist Toronto are going to take?
That's a very good question. The next step is to discuss, first of all, we have a packed house here, so we will have a little bit of money to spend, but in general we're looking for non-violent resistance methods. There are quite a number of things that we could be doing with masses of people, quite a number of things we could be doing with small groups of people. Already we've done an organic food giveaway event. There were some pictures up here at the beginning of the film where one of our members is an organic farmer. We went to his farm, we harvested some food, we had 30 volunteers come out, harvest some food, and we gave it away to the public. So we promoted that event. At that event, we also tried to spread
over 4,000 pounds of food went to anybody who came by to get it that day. It was amazing.
Yeah, with the ingenuity and the volunteers that we can have, we can make big impacts, big public impacts. We do table setups at different places like Kensington Free Market Sunday, Kensington Sunday, pedestrian Sundays. And I guess
something else to consider just about the movement in general and here in Toronto. It's about a conversation. You want to have these conversations, and you want to get familiar with this information. You want to learn how to communicate to people about the ideas and what was presented to you tonight. This is really it's got to happen between everybody. Everybody has to be talking to each other. We need to be engaging in community activities. So these are things that we can develop just in conversation as well and get comfortable talking about the Venus Project or just other ideas about where power is and how we're organizing ourselves. So it's a big communications challenge right now. There's a lot of people who don't realize how systems work and how they implicate their lives. So that's something that we can recommend is get familiar with the material, ask questions, and have conversations about it. And get involved with us in Zeitgeist Toronto and join us for some of our public events that we do. We also do sustainability projects, and we've got some great things going on like a Zeitgeist greenhouse. And we're always just looking for the next sort of activity to engage in.
Okay. Any other questions? I can't see almost anything, so...
No problem, companies or governments.
Sorry, what about it?
No problem, is it companies or governments?
Is that an either or?
Yeah. I mean, really, the people that work for governments and the people that work for corporations, they are people just like us. They will belong in our system. Our system is not a revolution in such that you want to get rid of these people and force them out of your country or your area. We want to include them in our world that we are proposing here. So, these people have been influenced by the system. They are been rewarded by the system, that powers that be, basically either with money or power, generally speaking. And with that not existing, or at least to the extent that it does today in the Venus Project system, and hopefully not at all, we can plan it right and design it properly, then we will engage them in that conversation and they can see how their life would benefit also in that system.
Does that answer your question? Or is it a little bit different?
Okay.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Come on, we've been preparing.
I just have to yell it out because I can't really. Yeah, over here, boys.
What is the next step for Zeitgeist at a global level, and same thing with Venus Project?
Okay, on a global level, so basically what happens here on a global level, if you go to the zeitgeist.com, you can see how many countries are currently on payroll here, so to speak. We have over 60 countries today to premiere this film, or at least this week we'll premiere this film. Some groups are smaller than others. In Canada, we have quite a large presence, I think, with 17 cities having this film in Canada.
Toronto was the largest around the world, the biggest screening audience.
I think India beat us.
Oh, okay. Well, we came close. We filled this house tonight. You guys are amazing.
But for the movement in general, like Peter Joseph does a radio show that you could go and listen to for free. He's got a lot of lectures on there. He's going to continue to do that. As the movement grows, we'll get more and more attention from media, I assume, but probably in a negative light, most likely, as we're not expecting a lot of positive
First they fight you.
feedback.
First they fight you.
But no, in general, we take it as we go. I mean, this is not going to happen tomorrow. This is going to happen with a lot of effort, a lot of collective effort over a period of time, and the sooner the better. So the more you get active now, the easier it'll be, the easier the transition will be, and you have to talk to everybody.
You need to recognize that we are talking about structures that have been around for like thousands of years, right? Just the way that societies have been organized in a hierarchy sense. So this is not overnight change. And I'm going to come back to, again, if you're talking about next steps and you're thinking what's the next immediate step, it really comes down to getting informed and understanding where are you getting your information, who are you listening to, where are critical thinking skills? This is kind of our present issue right now, is are we thinking, are we paying attention? And I always think about, again, that communication as the next immediate step. And then communities grow out of that, and new ways of thinking grow out of that, and new ways of organizing grow out of that.
And Gandhi said it best. He says, you got to become the change you want to see in the world. And by doing that, you have to say, okay, well, if I don't want to participate in this system, there are many ways where you could release yourself from this system. In terms of growing food at home, if you have access to that, or finding communities where they do grow food, or to getting rid of certain things that you consume on a regular basis that, say, aren't sustainable as much as you can. Barter, well, we're not talking about a barter system in this system here, but it would be probably better to some extent if it's better than throwing it away, right?
There's going to be, incremental developments. Things will have to change in steps. Right?
Yeah, and there's renewable energy sources you can have for your home now. You can have rainwater barrels in your home, or you can use that to some extent for your water consumption. There's a lot of simple things that you can do, and we can teach you how to do it at our workshops that we host here in the city for free to try and get the transition going in your own lives. And that makes a difference when people, your friends see that happening in your life, then they will try and also do that in their own lives.
So much really lies with the individual. We are a group of people. We come, like us here in the Toronto group who put this on tonight. We come from all different backgrounds and professions and cities, and we got together to bring this to you, and now you are our next step collectively. It's about the actions and the decisions that you make when you leave the theater tonight, and how you change your thinking, or the questions that you will ask from this point forward. So it's an inner revolution as much as it is taking down external systems. There is an internal part and there is an external part, and that's really where everybody needs to come together as individuals and into a newer community.
Well said.
Thank you.
Did you have a question, sir? Yeah.
I was just, see, a lot of times in society, we tend to forget about accessibility for those with disabilities. And I really loved the film, and I loved what it had to say about this possible beautiful future. But I just want to let you know that as a disabled person or somebody born with a disability, I celebrate my life. And sometimes when I'm watching these movies, I like what they have to say, but I kind of want people to talk about something as simple as a ramp or accessible transportation. See, there was a time in my life when I couldn't even get on a bus because it wasn't accessible. And so for me, having the ability just to get on a bus or even travel is so important, or just to be a part of this beautiful world, and a lot of the times the media portrays our lives as being tragic. And I just want to say that, you know, I am a very happy person, and I just would like, a lot of times, you know, it's hidden, but we're here. And I just wanted to see what the vision was for people like us. Now, I don't know how to word that.
Thank you. We are one. We can now get onto Facebook. We can see what's happening across the world. We have communications and energy systems that are now global, and now our consciousness needs to catch up with that, and that's a big challenge. And so that we are thinking about every single person and what they need, just so that it's all equal, and that everybody has those same opportunities and those same opportunities. And you're absolutely, I love what you said. We are here. We are here. The transition has already started. We're in this room right now, and we're here to make these changes and start maybe thinking less of ourselves in an individual sense, and thinking more community-minded, and thinking what are the needs of each and every person on this planet. And we have some really basic challenges.